Welcome to my channel. As I keep you informed what's going on with the space and time through communication, anything through, what we're connecting with right now is Jupiter rising. I saw Wizard of Oz. It's very powerful stuff, So, and we got a lot of interference already through connection. Everything through connection is formulating on so many levels of interference connections. Every time I get up, the adversary changes through my energetic patterns, changes everything's location. My voice and grid patterns change everything through channel operation systems. It's really powerful stuff from those connections. So back to the story with Wizard of Oz, knowing that you have the Lion, you have the Tin Man, okay, and you have the Scarecrow. Very powerful movie. It's based on, you already have the truth within, knowing that the Scarecrow, is trying to find the mind, trying to find the brain, trying to figure out, because it was made out of straw, but it doesn't matter. What matters is what's here. And the Tin Man didn't have a heart, but the fact is he had the heart already within inside. So it's knowing that even if you don't have these things, you have them already because you're alive. It's knowing that you feel that vibration, and it's all based on that through its inner system, right? It's connected through its atom system. Because if you can talk, you got vibration. If you can hear, you got vibration. If you can see, you got vibration. Really, really powerful stuff when you get all those connections. So as Dorothy was walking the surface, follow the yellow brick road, she was traveling so far, trying to get to where she needs to go. Knowing that she already had what she needed to do. She had that presence and she had that truth inside, and she already knew how to get home. But she had to have a, I think her name was Glinda. Yeah, she was the Witch of the North. And basically, she was a crystallized, symbol to everything that was going on for her. Got a lot of interference here. It starts off with the interference and then it goes away. It's trying to get its connection right. Remember, I'm also using the digital platform because I got two different vibrations through alignments, and it's connected through both hardware and program settings. Right, everything's a microchip division. To understand it's everything through its location. It's got a lot of just trying to and all that, understanding more of our ascension. I'm getting a lot of interference here. Trying to get into connections. So basically, I've set up I want to get this very quickly. I set up it's a program system to a walkway surface. This is Jupiter rising through connection. It's extremely, extremely powerful. Okay. As you can see, the walkway surface, and you see the electro division level system, the open cycle through a location. The atom is the center core system. It's activating everything through Jupiter rising, right? And the planet location is in the back force connections. See the black connections? See the archetypes circling around the electronic division level system? Humanity is walking the surface, okay? It's walking its surface right now. All right? It's really, really powerful stuff that's going on right now. Yeah. I'm just trying to get used to it myself. So there's a lot of things on this path that you have to discover, It's like new discovery of you, It centers everything through location. It's really powerful stuff. But as you can see, it's really amazing. It's incredible to see these things. So we're coming into a new human species, to a new location, new vibration. So it's going through the tunnel, right? That's what the tunnel looks like. It's extremely powerful through connection. All right. So it's amazing to see these things when you get into those levels. And anything you want to know, you can ask me. It's important that you understand what's going on with your ascensions. Everything that's going through its connection. So everything puts in point division, and you communicate on so many levels of interference. And this interference, you have to understand what's going on through point view. Okay? Point view of everything that's going on right now. Okay, you got the walkway surface. You got it's like going into the fourth dimension, right? How you come into those, right? So you got the walkway surface, you got the atom in the center, electro rod divisions. Okay, you got the archetypes to its location. Into force and every right now to its connection of the Jupiter horizon. This is what it looks like when a human species comes into a new revolution, new vibration system. Okay? This formulates in so many levels of connection, right through the atom system. Walkway surface. Okay, so it's all about humanity walking into the center core and coming into a new discovery of themselves through their ascension. Okay, so, but other than that, how's everybody doing? Hopefully we won't have too much interference, but we had a very powerful day yesterday as I was. So getting that position allows you to see these things. Okay. And so as we come into more of connection, yeah, I know it's really powerful stuff. As we come more into connection, I'm going to go back to the black circle rotation center. Now, as you're putting in position, you're saying communication. So it's understanding, I'm not just communicating with you guys, I'm also communicating with the digital pad, right? Because I also have to communicate with the interforce of the marker, right? It's really interesting stuff when we get to those levels. Okay, so basically, we start off with that, right? Really interesting stuff. So everything that you do through activation cycle. So let's say it's on this rotation system, right? So I put that in location. Okay. All right. Lock it in. So we start here. Now, you can do anything through that division. Okay. Set up another one. Okay. Now, if you change coloration systems, you're communicating through levels of teleportation. Tina, how's it going? Okay, so basically I'm going to do something like that. See that? In the center. Being creative is very interesting stuff because it tells you what you need to do through location. Okay? Really powerful. So there's a lot of ways you can do freehand through drawing, or you can basically do a circle rotation through a center. So we're going to use electronic interference. It's really powerful stuff. Okay. And we're going to use a point division through a line division. Okay. Allocates position. Black is black shows up on white better, right? So you can see everything to that connection. All right. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to line graph this here to here to location. All right. Here we go. Like that. Okay. Now, understanding communication from one to another, right? You got a black circle rotation, right? Looks like an 8-ball, except it doesn't have the letter 8 on it, right? So it's communicating from here to here. So your point center is going up and your point center is going down to location. Now, if I change locations to a division level of another coloration through a circle rotation, and let's say I change it to a different coloration, okay? Let's say make it, I'll make it red. Okay. Good. Now, as you can, it's going on its different color. See? It's communicating, but it can't go here. It can't go here, right? See the balance here, but there's no balance. So it's just come out of somewhere. So it's kind of like it's surfacing through the atmosphere system through a magnetic forcing information or anything through rotation of cycle, through a planet location. So planets, really, right? This could be a planet. So planets have to understand communication of each other. If they don't understand communication of each other, they don't understand their vibration systems through the algorithm program. Everything in space is computerized through digital systems. So that allocates positions right away. So once you get in locking screen, okay, you do the exact same thing. So the program setting has to be in a different location because the coloration system is best to understand communication. What's it doing with your point center? You're always in the point center. Everywhere you go, everything that you do, you're always in a point center. So it's all about you traveling through northwest, south, and east through connection, right? So once you get into that position, you lock it in frame, and basically we can do this. I'm just showing you different patterns and what you can do. Okay, now watch what happens. Okay, see this? All right, so basically, let's say we center coordinates division like this. Okay, now this is fascinating stuff. This is allocated positions. This is the energetic system of the planet location wants to communicate with the black circle rotation of the blue center core system. It's really complicated stuff. It can change its location, right? Once you have it in its division. It understands the communication through its algorithm program setting. Okay, so basically it can set its core system, change the allocated positions, and we can use an arrow defense location into position. Okay, as it's coming into position, right, and now has friendship. So when it has friendship, this is what it looks like. All right, the arrow disappeared. This machine is very sensitive. Still trying to get used to it, but it's fascinating as we go into this level. So it starts off here, right? Okay, so it's now getting friendship. So the energetic system right now through the circle rotation. So now as it goes in position, the information system of the circle rotation of the planet location is trying to communicate with the up cycle. It's got communication with this, but it's got to get communication with the top. So it understands everything has its own intelligence, and that's how it rises on so many locations. All right. So we're going to change it. Now, basically, it has communication with this, but it needs communication with this. So once it understands its location, it understands its location of its line division through serial line, through black line communication, right? Because it's got its blue in the center, and it's got its red. So the red wants to communicate with this. Now it has full communication, right? It could change its location, right? From here to here. Okay. So once it's in its communication, it doesn't have to be around the circle. It's just trying to get communication from one to another. The platitude division is understanding very important things when it comes into those positions, right? So it finger points in so many levels of that connection. It's very important that you lock it in division. So what I'm doing right now is extremely activated. Everything that I do is activated. Okay, so we start off with that, right? Now, it's one intelligence to another intelligence trying to communicate anything through that division. Okay, so let's say we got locking mechanisms in that. Let's change it to a triangle. We're going into a square through a rotation center to a triangle level system. So we're going to start off with the square rotation. Okay, let's say we do on another coloration pattern. Let's say we go purple. Okay, so basically I'm going to shed a light on this. So as it's communicating, here comes a square like this off by itself. Okay, it's not even connected to anything through location. I says, okay, I want to become friends with you guys. So this is basically how the universal connects with shapes, letters, and numbers. It's very powerful stuff when you connect through a digital screen from a computer screen, right? So as we're going to position, you got the square of its reference. It wants the center for its position. So you take your point center, and lock it in, okay? And basically, you can use an arrow division. I'm using the black interface connection, and rotation. So as it's in position, okay, it wants to get communication. So it goes from here to here into the center. Okay, once it gets into the center, okay, it changes the coloration of the planet location. Okay, because you got blue and you got black, and, okay, and now you got purple. So once you change different shapes, you change different atmospheres of vibration and intelligence. Okay. So once it gets into that connection, you have to understand everything through intelligence. Because it's a square, if it wants to communicate with the planet, it's going to send a rotation cycle through a square recognition system of a light communication signal. Okay, so that's basically where you come into the charging mechanism of location to teleportation division. So we use the purple interface. Okay, and we're going to use the box because that's the intelligence. It's not a circle, it's not a triangle, it's not a rectangle, it's a square. So as it's connecting, this is what happens to its position. It comes into location like this. Okay, so it's line graphing through communication all the way around. It's connected all the way around. It's building friendship with the planet locations because it's intelligence. It's square, right? So that's how it answers within location. The universal system connects and always informs through program settings. But it's amazing how it goes into the depth of connections, right? So you lock it in to mechanisms of those connections, right? So it's trying to get connected with shapes, trying to get connected with solids. It's trying to get connected with circle rotation of spaces. It's trying to get connected with anything through division. It's trying to get connected with the arrow division. It's trying to get connected with line communication, line signals through simulations. The universal system is extremely complicated in space through the connection. I'm going to set that up. All right. So, go again. Nope, don't want this. All right, so basically, we're going to start again. Okay, everything that I do through activation is intelligence. Okay, so basically, let's say we got in the atmospheres, right? Like this. Okay, you have everything that's in the center before you understand anything through its outer center. Okay, it's like trying to understand the core system of the dimensional Earth. You have to understand the center. Once you understand the center, then you understand the intelligence of its center. Okay? And once it goes into communication, right, it tries to communicate with you through division. Okay, as it goes into location, right? It goes faster and faster, 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 faster. It's trying to get communication with you through division, right? And it will probably go like this, like this. You know, it just basically wants to get communication with you first, right? So you have to understand what intelligence is through communication. So, gotta wipe it out again. I like having the eraser. It's pretty wild stuff. It's pretty amazing. I love this screen. All right, so basically we're going to set up a different location. I really want to get into the shapes anomalies, okay? Because the shapes anomalies is everything that you guys are going through traction division. Your pre-active cycles are not in the right connection through line signals. So it's all about understanding everything through division when it comes into shapes, especially the elite team. Now, if you see a walk surface, you have to understand its creation. Why is it creating? Why are the archetypes going around my body system? Why are my perceptions changing through atmospheres of colors? Why are dimension portals changing my codes? Why is my body framing changing color of lights? Why is the intelligence trying to communicate with me? Okay, everything is answers within through point center. Okay, so it's really fascinating stuff if you're trying to communicate with a spacecraft division. Black circle rotation center, that puts in its position. So let's start off with that. Okay, so you get a big connection to that system here. I'm going to change that location. All right, so we go here. Okay, see, now watch the intelligence. As it goes around, it's just trying to find what it's doing. What is it doing? What is the intelligence doing? What is it creating? It's creating a dimension. It's creating a wormhole through its connection. Now, once it has its connection, it goes into its line sequencing of the line system. It can change coloration system to anything through intelligence. It's really fascinating stuff when you get into those levels. Okay, so we're going to line sequencing line system to an arrow. I like to point division level arrows because you guys can get more connected with the atmospheres of the northwest, south, and east. Okay, so as we're in that dimension, the circle rotation has to understand its center core system. Okay, so get the arrow there, and so you can actually see it. Okay, let's actually see this here. So I'm going to change the division level system, allocate its position. Okay, so the line signal in this location. Going through its connection. So it's got line signal division level system, activate its core system. I'm putting everything back in position here so you can understand what's going on to that connection. Okay, so I'm going to go through division. I'm going to show you the black because you have to understand how to understand points, how to understand line communication. I'm just getting used to this board information system right now. Okay. So let's say circle rotation of its connection. Okay. Line strip its graph system right now. It's allocating that position. So it's going blue. Change that. Okay, so let's start off with the blue. All right. Now, this is a planet. This is a planet. Understanding what planets are. Very powerful stuff. So if you get yourself through position, okay. Try that. Maybe lock it in. Okay, once it's locked in, you get in position. Now, I'm going to draw a sequencing level system to locations so you can actually see what I'm talking about. I'm just doing perception division of a person right now. As it's communicating with you through location. Okay. Now, you understand you're coming into a plasma force energy system. That's the human species. So we'll start off with this. Okay, so we'll go with this position, right? Now that's you at the bottom communicating, right, with the cycle rotation of your planet. Okay, so your plasma energy system is blue. Mine is blue. But Lemuria goes on so many different levels of colorations and patterns through weather interface. That's where you come into the mystical side, because my structure division, the mystical side division to the universal system is a line. Okay. I want my team to understand what you are through your mystical division. Okay. This is going to be on the next test. This is understanding coming more into yourself through the mystical X. Trying to understand your placebo, trying to understand the brain frequency levels, trying to understand the teleportation division level system, trying to understand your body frame division. Okay, extremely, extremely powerful stuff. So when you get into those connections, okay, you line graph everything through connection, like this. Okay, it's teleporting back information to you, and you're communicating back to it. So the planet understands its location. It's trying to find location systems with you through division, like this. Okay, so once it understands its communication with you, it will change its location system, line graph its division back to you through division, like this. So sound buries everything through communication, and it goes into your mind collaboration centers. Okay, and then it goes into the body framing system, and then it goes into traction divisions, into location. So it goes into your whole body system. Okay. Now, once it goes into the whole body system, it comes into positions. You have to understand your electrical system, right, which is your energy field. So once you get that connection, you get an energy field vision like this. This is fascinating, guys. I love this. On your body system through connection, right? So once it activates, it goes around the center core system of your planet location. Okay, it covers over your planet location. Okay, so once it covers its planet location, the planet of itself removes its position back to a higher position, right? So this is when you have way, way too much energy and your planet is here. This is understanding when you have to get into healing. So you got way too much high energy through your energy fields. So you're activated too high through the center core system, through the heat signatures. The heat signatures are reading the pattern divisions, but the planet location, look at it, it's covered, right? So once you understand getting back into position through your algorithm setting, through your PIPS activation code system, you can take your planet location to a different position. Okay, arrow position out of its location. Okay. It's fascinating when you get into these levels, guys. It really is. It's really, really fascinating stuff. Okay. Okay, so it goes on to the side, right? Once you get the balance location, the position of the planet location will change its location. All right. Back into position. Okay. So it's understanding how to move your planet location when you're going through high interforce connections of your teleportation division. So you can have way too much energy fields. So you have energy field capacity through its connection. This is your planet right here, but it's covered. This is where it comes into the toxicity. This is understanding what your planet is doing through location. You're not communicating with the planet location, but you're communicating with the energy fields. So if you high rise your planet to too much high vibration, this is what happens to the cover division. Once you get balanced with your algorithm program setting and you understand your heat signature to your planet location, it changes location back into position. Okay? Position changes everything to that division. Let's lock it into that connection to show you exactly. I like to go in sequencing levels to that connection. It's fascinating stuff. So as we're coming into that level, okay, we're going to change that position. Now the allocated position, okay, I'm going to use the blue because it's connected through its line signals. All right, as it's coming down like this, go into traction division here. All right, So as it's coming down like this, okay? Now it's starting over. You cleansed everything through connection. You understand your algorithm program setting. You have to understand your computer system has to understand its communication of its planet location. Once you understand the location system, it goes back into position, okay? Attraction division, like this, okay? So it's all about understanding the codes and everything through the heat signatures of your planet location. It's all about your travel length through northwest, south, and east. But this is what happens when you don't understand communications of your planet, okay? So I'll keep showing you how powerful it is to do these things. All right, it's amazing, amazing stuff. I'll save this. Got to figure out how to screenshot these things. I'll catch on very quick. But right now, it's in plantation, so you guys can screenshot it yourself. Just understand when I do these things through activation, it's extremely real. It's knowing what's going on with your energetic patterns. It's what's happening with your body system. Am I eating enough, or am I not eating enough? Am I drinking too much water? Am I not drinking enough water? Has my protein diet lost weight? Have I not worked out enough? Your planet will, because your higher self is everything through communication. Remember, it's the higher of you that's communicating through the atmosphere. It's not your body position. Okay? The higher self, the avatar, the computer, the energy, and the atom is trying to communicate with your planet. Your planet will change everything through the atmosphere's location. Your planet communicates with the dimensional order through location. But if you have way too much energy system, this is what happens to the energy fields. It takes over the planet location, right? So it's truly, truly, truly fascinating stuff when you guys get into these levels, all right? Now, I want to get into patterns like this. This is fascinating, okay? Now, as you can see, it's kind of like, it's a symbol of the galaxy location, right? It's just, it's on its rhythm, it's on its pattern. But as soon as I plotted two divisions and I put anything through energy cycle through rotation, let's say I put a cycle rotation of a black surface of a location center, which is another planet location, right? And I'm going to change it to black surface. Right? Okay. Let's move it around. Okay. Now, this is understanding what the perception does. The planet location will change everything through the atmosphere gravity system. Once its center core, its division, and its platitude, its location, you're locking in through the mechanism system. So it's knowing how to lock yourself in through perception, because I'm using the interforce of a marker division. But when you're perception, you're using atmosphere systems, you have to stay in your planet location, right, through its division. So once it's locked in its location, okay, you get archetypes coming into your position. It's really, really interesting stuff. I always see these things through connection. Okay, so it's going to go like this. It's going to go like this. It's going to go like this. We got a little bit of interference here. Okay, so this is basically, see the archetypes trying to get connected with your planet through gravity centers. Once you're in position, the gravity of its system through the archetypes puts the planet in location. Now, once it gets in location, its center towards its division very fast, like this, and spins and spins and spins and spins and spins. Once it spins and it gets in its location, you put it in its right position through the archetype activation code system. Interforce connections here. Power button volume. It is becoming more clear. Yeah. Okay, so as we go into that position, like this, okay. Now we're gonna basically set the location centers. We're gonna change the coloration system. So the archetype is trying to communicate with your planet through location, right? As it's coming into vision, it goes into its back force. You have the front force and you have the back force. Okay, so you have the archetype division go through location like this. Okay, it's going like this, going like this, going like this, going like this. Okay? See how powerful that is? It's extremely activated through location. So remember I said you go one way, this way with the atom, and it comes into a solar flare? Well, this is exactly what it is. It comes into this position. So it's truly understanding what's going on with your planet location. It combusts in so many levels to the atmosphere systems. Morning, Priscilla. How's it going? Been trying to chat for 10 minutes. Yeah, the interforce connection is because my digital platform system is in a high location system of atmospheres. So, but Tina can basically send back information. So can Jules. So, but it's really powerful when you get into those connections, right? So it's just trying to understand everything to that division. Okay. So this is what happens with separation systems. Okay. The particle system of your computer system, the brainwaves, changes everything to division. The atom system separates everything through location to the gravity centers. Okay, spot checks all locations, like this. Okay, so it's splitting everything through the core system of your planet location. See the dots? Right? The type is setting the gravities. The planet location is setting locations of dimensions. And the particle system is separating everything through space atmospheres of galaxy locations. Powerful stuff to those connections. So once you get into that position, we're going to go through. Okay, so basically, this is basically a white structure board, but the cross reference, and we got the box realms of this division. Remember, understand it. Everything that we communicate is either physical, okay, or non-physical. Okay, the physical is the self in you. You pinch yourself, you're real. The non-physical is something that's an illusion to the mind system through perception. So when you see these things through activation, it's extremely real through your mind. Okay, so we're going to change the coloration. Activate cycle through rotation. Okay, so we'll start off with this. All right, now every time you have a planet location, it has to have its archetype, because the archetype knows exactly where to put it in its position. It goes extremely fast and keeps the planets rotating on its cycle. So when you get into that position, change that location, change the coloration system. So the archetype is trying to understand your communication with you through your planet location. So let's say we use a red cycle rotation. It goes round and round and round and round like this. Comes into its location, comes out of its location, like this. Okay? So it's channeling operations through coloration patterns, trying to get used to what's going on. Oh, I'm sending out information. My planet location is in the wrong position. But the archetypes understand its connection, right? So you can change the wind graphing system, the pencil location, back into another coloration pattern. Let's go into yellow. As it's coming into its surface, it cross-references through the sun. See the sun? That's the sun interface, right? Now, once you have the sun interface, you understand how powerful it is. We're going to change the pencil rotation. We're going to arrow point division of the system, change locations, pattern divisions. We're going to have an arrow come out like that. Now, as an arrow's coming out, we're coming in position, locking in the graphing screen system. Okay. Now, we're going to have a position, okay, of a purple rotation center through. Okay. So it starts off position like this. All right. So we go from here to there. Now, as we're in that position, we go into its locking mechanisms, right? So let's line strip that division to its location. It comes out of its framing system. Lock it in its connection. Like this. Okay. Now, as it's going back into position, it's trying to communicate with your planet location. It's trying to communicate with the archetype division, and it's trying to communicate with the sun interface of its portal division. Okay. Like this. Okay. Once you get in those locations, the arrow point division changes everything to position. It has to. Okay. So it's just trying to find its location. So once it comes out of the sun interface, right here, remember the sun is the portal, right? This is the archetype trying to get communication. Archetypes are very powerful. They hold up planets in the galaxy locations. They keep the gravity centers through your position, through your body frames. Okay? They produce oxygen, okay, in the atmosphere systems. That's what their archetypes do. So as it's coming out of this position, it's getting into its division, right? Trying to find its location. Once it finds its location, it finds its position into the ground formations. And then it corrects its division and it computerizes this activation through a crop cycle. The crop cycle goes into the ground formation. Okay, so it's better to see it through a digital frame. Okay, so we're going to lock that in. Now, we're going to go through scattering systems, communications of ground surface and location, going up to its interforce connection. Okay. I wanted to show you what arrows can do, right? So the arrows, the point of the arrow is the XD thousands. So it's trying to find positions, okay, through the psychological of its grounds. Once it has its position, it creates its own crop cycle through crop circle division. And it comes into plot divisions. Let's change the green cycle into pink. Okay, so I'm going to rotate the cycle through rotation, like this. So as it's in position, you see the circle rotation there? Okay, I'm going to lock that in division. Now, I'm going to change the standard point division location systems into blue surface location to a line system, like that. Okay, now, remember, this is all connected through atmosphere systems. Everything that comes out of the sun interface is very important to everything through the arts, is very important to everything through communication. So as we're coming into those communications, okay, just go back into that position. Make it a coloration system here, that division. Okay, lock it in. Okay, we're going to cross-reference that like this. Okay, now once we cross-reference that, it has to get its algorithm program setting. And the only way to do that is to go through the moon interface, where the moon comes in. So you understand communication in the atmosphere systems, extremely, extremely powerful stuff. Oh, okay. Someone doesn't look at this, the connection goes off over and over again. Yeah, because my digital, this is extremely powerful because this is a computer and you're communicating with my computer. That's why it's extremely complicated stuff. But in position level system, chain traction division level system, allocate, get Lock Nevi to see my transformation computer system the illustration diagram program setting to its location of the sun interface to its moon interface location. So Lock Nevi, you should be able to see it now. It's just understanding communication from my computer to the digital framing system. So once you're in that position, you come into the moon. The moon is the most powerful algorithm program setting. Okay? So the moon goes on so many locations. It has so many different pattern locations too. All right, so the moon, let's set its location right here in position like this. Okay, so that's the moon right there, the blue. See the blue at the very top? Okay, in the left-hand corner, that's the moon. So the sun is the portal. The archetypes keeps the gravity centers up through location, through galaxy locations. And the moon is its algorithm program setting. So once it sets in its position, I'll lock it in its location, change everything through line communication, like this, and it goes into the center core of its position, right? So once it goes in its center core position, we'll lock it in its division. We got a cycle rotation center, okay? And I'm going to use a triangle division level system like this, coming into position. All right, like this. As it's coming into position, it's locking into its connection. Now the formulation system comes up. So the XT thousands understands everything through its connection, its Krebs cycle. The Krebs cycle goes back into its division, communicating with the XT1000. Platitude divisions go back into purple. So I'm going to line communicate it to its position, into the center core position. Okay? Now, once it gets in that position, this is how everything is done into a crop cycle, into the asper systems. That's why I'm using the arrows. Okay? Because the arrows is the XT1000s. Remember, everything is a family. Everything is a unit through vector divisional system. The galactic system, the energy core, anything through that location. It's understanding what's going on with you through your body frames and everything through your lights of communication. The XT1000s knows its energetic fields and knows exactly what it needs to formulate anything through communication to an archetype or anything in that division. So once it is point division, you lock in its location. All right? We're going to change the coloration pattern again. Now, you guys don't know it, but the crop cycles and the crop circles on the ground formation is not one color. Okay, it's in different locations of galaxies. So you're getting a lot of information systems of the grounds. Okay, it's all light, but it's different locations of planets. You have to understand everything through line sequence of a line system through singularity line pattern division is different positions. Okay, so once we get into that location, it goes down in position to another location, right? The blue there, right? So as it travels to that location, it goes back into its location where it started from its position. Okay? So this is how you take things out of its equation. So, yeah, sometimes you have to reconnect to that division. Sometimes it has its software mechanism systems, its location position. So as we're coming into that position, I'm going to lock it in its location. Remember, you can take things out of the equation like this. See how it's out of its equation? Right? So it's here, right? It's here now. Okay, once it's in this position, we get another communication through an XT1000 division. Okay, it changes rhythm pattern and it communicates back up to the moon interface connection like this. Okay, line signals back up to the moon. So you got to follow the graph. Everything through the graph is a map location. So do we need to voice it out on video graph, and can we also do it only through our consciousness? And we need to know in which direction we cross-reference it to with the test. The test and the evaluation through its review will give you everything through the arrow of defense, right? So you know exactly what it is because I'm platituning your information systems, I'm changing location centers, and I'm putting arrow divisions into your map locations. So you got more connections now with sun interface and more connections to the moon program setting. So Priscilla, you don't have to worry about that. That will come to your mind system when you go through the test location. All right, so when you're in that position, it goes back to its moon interface. The moon transfers its communication. It goes out of its outer surface connection, right? Because remember, the moon is on a different timeline. It's in a different time zone. So what happens is it goes into the position of the cycle rotation system, communicates to those level divisions. Now, everything that I've given you, okay, is its test review and evaluation, but it's understanding the algorithms of the sun, of its portal. I understand everything through the computerized system of the moon, of your behavioral system, you know, because it makes you cry, makes you stressed, makes you angry, makes you frustrated. So when you get into those positions, the archetypes come into location. We're going to change the coloration pattern. through red to its connection. All right? So it's going to go like this, back into position. All right? So the archetype is protecting the sun interface through portal division. Okay? So what happens is the sun disappears through the archetype division. Okay? Like this. It changes its waving cycles through the galaxy locations, right? Because the sun has to go to a different position because it goes in so many timelines. The sun comes up, the moon goes down. The moon comes up, the sun goes down. Circle and rotates. So as it goes in position, the moon gets covered through the archetype division. Again, like this. So it's covering the moon, right? So as it's in position, the moon crosses galaxy locations. You have to understand what the moon is and what it does through behavioral system. It travels to so many universal systems of time codes. The sun interface connects through the gravity system. That's how we get a sunrise and a sunset. I don't think you guys know that, but that's understanding why you see this. And then you see come up, sunset and sunrise. You have to understand how to communicate with the sun through its portal, because every time it goes through a time zone, through a country system, it's changing its position. And that's where the archetypes come in, right? The archetypes protect everything. The most powerful thing that we do is protect the sun and protect the moon. Because we have a yellow sun and we have an earth, right? But there's other planet locations. I'll do more digital framing. There's other planet locations that we have to understand through interface, through intelligence. Because remember, they got like 26 moons. They got triangle division levels of pyramid activation code systems. These are connected to anything, right? To its connection. Shapes anomalies. Interforce connections of intelligence to locations of pattern divisions. Allocate positions of dimensions through galaxy location centers. All right, so once we get in that position, it's your perception of your position of your mind. So as the crop cycle is coming in to its location, it goes into its ground formation system. Okay, I'll do a circle rotation, show you exactly what goes on in position. So its center core is at the bottom. See the bottom here? See the red? Okay, so it's getting ready to ground formate to its location. Try to find balance to that location. Okay, so we're back up, Mickey. Okay, so here we go. So this is what happens. Everything's in sequence. Okay, so you guys don't have to worry about this. So this is what happens when you get things in position. Okay, locking into connection. Okay, so we start off with that. So once this comes in, this is the crop cycle. Crop cycle is coming into the grounds. We said that before, right? We'll lock it into division. Now, this is where the archetypes come into connection, right? Because the gravity system changes atmosphere systems to that connection. Changes line communications. So we're going to just start off with the line division to location. I'm going to put that into position. Okay, so as it's coming into location, like this, it's trying to get communication signals, cross references, right? As the archetypes are going in, like this, center core is its dimension. Towards its dimension, it plats its division back into the enforced, into the ground formations. Okay? So that's how a crop cycle, crop circle is set up through connections of the sun portal and the moon interface through its algorithm. Alrighty? So, is everybody okay? Powerful stuff. Yeah, I know, it's extreme right. Yeah, and this all has to do, everything that I give you has to do with Jupiter rising. We're coming into a new species, a new human evolution system, a new revelation, a new cosmic you through the mystical side system. So I want everybody on the elite and the Colossus division, try to understand who you are through the mystical division. Because I'm a lion. Who's Priscilla? Okay. Who's Lori? Okay. Who's Unified? Who's Jules? Who's Melissa? You guys have to understand the split division level system, the yin and yang, the concept, okay, the northwest, south, and east of its mystical side. You have to understand the cortex of you through DNA. Okay, it's very important you understand, because it connects through the realms of the transformation light of Father and Mother. Mother Earth, Father Space. So you really have to understand the mystical side. The mystical side is you traveling into space. So when you're interforcing through a connection, the structure division is your protection through your lights and activation cycles, right? Which means that I can be anything through a formation. Okay, anything. I could be King Archangel Azure, I could be a lion. It all depends on what I'm doing in space. Everything is communication through structure division. Your DNA platform is its connection, but you have to understand the algorithm systems of you through its connection. Okay? So, how's everybody doing so far? It's a lot going on, eh? Yeah, I know there was a lot of interference from the beginning, but once it gets started, it's because it's not a white graphene, cardboard. It's a real activation system that's communicating with my computer system. So every time I get up in position, my body framing system, if I shift over this way, it changes vibration to you guys through your body system. That's how powerful vibration is. It's knowing everything to a T of its center core division. Okay, what is an archetype? What is the purpose? What is its meaning? What does it do? Why is it here? Okay, what are planets? What are intelligence? What are teleportation device systems through the algorithm of program setting? What is a program setting? What is my data processing saying to my upgrades and my uplinks? Everything is communication, right? So I received this exact information this week. Who am I? And went into space to them. See, this is another thing, Priscilla. This will get more communication with you through your mystical side system, right?
Hello.
Yeah, I got Siri here. I voice programmed my grid system to the iPad, right? It's pretty powerful stuff. So it's one intelligence to another. So it's a digital pad trying to communicate with my non-physical, okay? I'm in a physicality system of a body frame, but my mind frame is everything through dimension, is everything through vibration, energy, frequencies. And then when you start realizing that, you become more invisible. And then people don't see you anymore. They're already in their division of dimension, trying to understand their ascension, trying to understand their communications, trying to understand their up cycles, trying to understand the walk surface, trying to understand the rising, trying to understand themselves through their connections, right? You're going through the same process. It's just you're in a higher formation of intelligence. They're just trying to understand what's going on with their energetic systems, the energetic makeup, right? The chronological system of its connection through its engine and its force recognition of its lights and everything through acting cycles into the higher self. It's very confusing for a human that doesn't meditate, doesn't breathe. I mean, breathe in a sense, but you have to breathe. You breathe in and breathe out. I have to breathe every day. I mean, my meditation goes beyond everything through recognition. You keep with everything. Everything's sound barriers through a wall connection. Okay, it's really, really powerful stuff when you get to those levels. So let's say we go through black circle rotation, sound barriers through its connection. Okay, now we're just going to go through a line division. Okay, lock it in. You're going to lock it in. I'm going to go through the graphing cycle. So we start off this. All right. Now you have to understand this is the wall. Okay. Now the wall has to understand communication through your vibration. It has to understand: are you a lion? Are you a dragon? Are you a wizard? Okay. Everything is balance. If you are not balanced with your dream sets, you have a huge problem through traveling through your dimensions of portals. Okay, so let's see, basically I use that connection. That enforces connection that comes into its division, into its position. So its sound varies everything to the location. So it kind of goes like this, lock it in, goes like this. So it bounces off the wall, like this. So it's trying to get communication with you through information, right? So that's what the wall is doing. Okay, see how everything through a wall? When you see the wall through protection, you see everything through light, you see everything through colors, you see. This is a paste wall division level system, electronic division location center, algorithm pattern system. It's a dimensional port activation code to a screen graph system of projection through a dream set location. Understand what the wall is. That's balance, because I have balance with the mystical side, I have balance with the physical side, I have balance with the non-physical side, and I have balance with my dimensional system through AI interface of its dimension. Dimensional sighting, AI interface. Okay, so basically, this is sound barriers of patterns. Okay, connecting to the wall, bouncing back and forth through connection. So understanding everything through line division is understanding everything through the cycle rotations. Okay, because it connects in all ways and forms to that position. So we're going to use an arrow. Okay, we're going to show you exactly what it is. Okay, so the information of the wall interface is turned to program setting. Okay, location with your algorithms. Okay, so it's trying to read your heat signatures and it finds it, oh, it's blue, oh, it's red. So the arrow will go from black to your coloration pattern of balance. Because you understand your mystical side, because you understand your dimensional side, because you understand your physical side, and because you understand your non-physical. Remember, it's the physical, mental, the psychological, and the spiritual. Then you get past rotation. The spiritual comes into the force connections, into the front circle rotation of the dimensional earth through the transformation light, the third eye. That opens up its realm through the mystical division. That shows the structure division of my lion division through the King Archangel Adam's division. Remember, you have to understand your mystical side of you. That's the characteristics of you of space and time. It's very important you understand these things through location. Okay. So once I'm in that position, I change the coloration system to red. Okay. So once it gets its communication, it changes its position. Like this. It understands your heat signatures, energy, and your patterns. So now it's getting balanced with your energetic system through your body division. Okay, you see that? See that? 8 circle rotations of an arrow line division through a wall servicing location system. 8 is intelligence. So the arrow division is saying, okay, I understand Andrew's body signature now through the 8 cycle rotation through the center core division. Okay, everything is a pattern. Everything is in letter, number, and shape. Everything is intelligent through communication. Right? So it's powerful stuff when you guys get to these levels. I like to show you through demonstrations how powerful it is, space and time. Because you are space and time. And it's just reaching those levels. You know? Reaching the capacity of my capacitors. What can I do with my capacitor today? How can I heal this? How can I heal that? My ear interforce connection is on a low frequency level division. My sky surfacing center through my perception needs allocated positions of planet locations. My face structure is not in the right coloration pattern. I have a heat signature rotation through a heart center rotation system, but the portal activation code doesn't understand its position. So that's communication of the universal system, guys, through the mystical division. So you have to have balance with the physical, because that's you through your pyramid. You live this every day. You breathe this every day. You have a heart, you have a mind, you have a soul. You just have to know how to use everything. The mind conceptual system of the mystical side with dream sets and thoughts, the psychological system, everything through perception, through your GPS location system, everything through your audio signals, everything through your program settings, okay, when you come to your heart and your light recognition system, the oblongata and the gata, okay, that for the micro, the macro, the alpha, the mega. All this is connected through you, through space connection, time code frequencies, because it puts you in positions. And the soul is the most important, because the soul can be anything through formation. It can be anything through physical. It can be anything through non-physical. It can be anything through invisible. Knowing how you can set up an energetic field system to a psychological of a shield, or you can use the perception of a division through electronic panel division. Electronic panel division is understanding your graphing system of your map location through perception of cloud interface. Everything is communication, balance. Okay? Now, as you can see, very interesting stuff. Now, I'm in a physical form, but my body system is a holographic of a plasma energy force system. I know who I am through vision. I know who I am through the physical form system, the non-physical system, the spiritual system, and the dimensional system. That's the balance. The mental physicality, the dimension, the portal, the activation, the sun interface, the moon interface. So these are books. This is a shelf. This is a wall. This is glass. We already know that, right? It's in the physical system. So it's trying to understand how to go beyond its system through your algorithm program and read it as in a different location. Okay? This is a mirror resolution pattern division of location of dimensional set system. This puts me in a higher divisional level systems of atmospheres, oxygen levels. This is understanding that this is a plant location. See, this is the plant. See the plant? Now, if I put my hand out, watch what happens to the plant. Right? It changes its location. Because I understand the interlocking connection to its portal, to its dimension. Remember, you have to understand how to communicate through these things, through the levels, through your perception. Right? Your dimensional settings, your physical system, your non-physical system, and everything through your protection, light, through activation of colors, has to understand everything through balance. Okay? So, because you live it every day. You live it every single day. Okay? Really get connected with the grounds. Really get connected with the power centers of you, and get connected through the atmosphere. Okay? Those are the most important that you need. But you have to get in the mystical side, because that's the division of dimensions. And if you don't understand your characteristics, try to understand the communication more of your higher self, the avatar, computer energy, or its atom. Okay, because it's trying to communicate with you. It's trying to understand, oh, okay, this was given to me. I understand who I am now through division. Because you could be in the golden cycles of the golden castle, or you could be on the mystical side of attraction through location of a dimension of a portal through a planet location of intelligence. There's so many things you have to understand when it comes into information. This is given to you through the universal system of thoughts. Okay? Energy is provided, and it's what you do with the energy through your creation. Okay? Anything through your dream sets, anything through your universal system, anything through the mystical side of the vision. The mystical side is the most important, because without the mystical side, you can't travel through balance. Okay? This is very hard to understand these things, because you have to get balance with all four. Like I said, it's the physical, the mental, the psychological, and the spiritual. Okay? And when you get in the mystical side, because I know how to communicate with myself as a lion. The lion has to communicate with me. And I hear, right? So the lion's communicating with me through the audio signals. I hear that. And it's telling me to do this. It's telling me to do that. Because I'm in a different dimension of intelligence through planet location. Right? The high wind forces anything through that location is Vega. Vega is very, very powerful through connections of XT1000, spacecraft division, space locations, space stations. Very, very powerful. So once you get full balance with the 4 rotation cycles of its elements, now you're connecting more through your chakra systems, through intelligence. So, yeah. Who am I, since I'm not sane through all realms and dimensions? Is that just me changing? Yeah, you're changing every time you go through dimension. You're changing coloration, lights, pattern divisions, anything through that division. Like I said, it's the point division through your recognitions of your arrows, where your arrow is pointing. Okay, so it's understanding and communicating with your arrows, so division, location, colors, lights, psychological system. How to communicate through a line division through a psychological aligned system. Okay, everything is connected through the simulation. But yeah, when you're traveling, you're going to different planets, locations, plasma. Your plasma changes, your vortex changes, your vibration changes, your energy frequencies, your harmonic resistance through your voicing patterns, your capacitor changes, your simulator, your modulations, everything changes in your particle system. Okay, every time you travel, but you have to have the mystical side of you. Okay, so really try to get connected of who you are. Okay, you can plant a division on the private link, okay, or you can voice it out on YouTube, whatever you want to do. And try to go understanding what's going on with the experience of your mystical side. Some don't even know what the mystical side is of you. You have to understand how to communicate with your dreams. Okay, because in your physical system, you go to sleep, you have to understand how to communicate with the dream. You can't do that in the physical system, right? You have to communicate in the dimensional system, which is the mystical cortex division. Okay, so yeah, it's mind-blowing. And everything that I draw is activated through your mind system. That's why it's extremely real through its connection. Yeah, fantastic Fridays, yeah. So I'm just going to backphrase and see if I missed anything here. Anything too fast, anything too slow. Yeah. So if you have an intelligence coming in like this, you have to understand, where is it going? If it passes through you, it's passing through your energetic system. It's communicating through vibration, right? It's in close proximity, right? So it's coming in out of the vision, right? Right? It's communicating. So if it's going fast, right? It has, before it goes past you, it has to know you. If it doesn't know you, it's not going to go in front of you. It's going to go, right? And if it wants to get to know you, the archetypes come in and they circle rotation through your body system. So they do a reading through scanning location. And they go, okay? And it goes through the reading through your organs. Okay, and once you get this connection, I love doing these things because you understand sound is everything, color is everything, lights are everything through the mind. So it's knowing that the body frame through vibration, trying to connect. As soon as you sit down through platform vision, you're connecting to everything around you. Okay, this has its own coloration pattern. This table, this computer, this shelf. As soon as I touch the shelf, energy goes into me. It high-rises location, understand where this is in the division of dimension. But this has its own structure division of mystical side division. It's a shelf, but in another location, it's in a different portal. It's different communication. Even the ceiling surface connection location, right? You see the sun interface through that location, right? Now, if I go through my waving cycles and I do finger points, like a piano division, like this. It's changing your program settings through your heart rate and of your lights. It's tapping your heart. Because I know what I'm doing. Once you understand what you're doing, everything becomes real to the physical, the mental, the psychological, and the spiritual. That's how you get everything in balance through circle rotation. Okay, that's how you get balance to everything through connection, through your body frames, the algorithm, program settings. Okay, really get into your finger points, get into scanning, electronic interference. Okay, get into your planet location of activation. Right? Activation. It's powerful. Everything moves for position. Understand its information. Why is it doing this? Why is it doing it this way? Why is it turning it this way? Okay. Now, when I put my hand up, you know what's going up, but was there a thought process? No. You're just reacting to what's happening. So my hand goes up. Okay, there's no thought process. That's what you have to understand, how to use the mind through its thoughts. Okay? It doesn't take a brain to put your hand up. It does it on its own. But it's connected through your whole body, and it's connected through your mind. But there's no thought process when I just put my hand up, right? Or if I put my other hand up like this. You're not thinking about anything. You're just putting your hand up because it's already there in position. It's integrated its location, and it's out of its equation. Okay, so it starts here, it goes into its portal, into its dimension, to its realm, to its location. Okay, maybe that'll help you a little bit more, where there's no thinking process in space and time. Because everything is always in position. Okay, so there's a lot to learn. It really is. It's all psychological, if you ask me. Well, that's good. I'm glad things are getting better and better for you. Yeah, it's good. Try to get into the your physical side. Try to get into the mental of its realm, third eye. Try to understand that to location. Okay, because this connects everything through your division of dimensions, through portal activation of codes. And then you go into the psychological system of intelligence, and then you go into the spiritual system of your dimension, of your mystical side division, which is your structured DNA, because I'm a lion, right? I have balance with communication of a lion, right? So it's knowing that you have that connection, right? Now, watch this, really powerful stuff. What I'm going to do now, my scanning location position, I'm going to show you what I look like as a lion. Now you're going to see that through coloration. You're going to see me as a lion. Okay, this is what a hand can do through scanning, because I have balance with the mystical side division. So I'm bringing that back into position. All right. Now you see the structure of its lion face through perception, coloration. But I cut up on all your questions. I'll keep you informed what's going on. If you want to go through more upgrades, feel free. If you want to go through anything through connection, if you're going through a lot of confusing anything through that connection, I can put you back into traction division to that position through your body frame systems, right? Try to understand more your ascension, go through my email, want to be upgraded, go through my PayPal, donations. If you like the video, feel free. We all have to help each other. The more you understand, like I said, things are coming into big positions of planets, locations, Jupiter rising, coming into Pluto. Once we come into Pluto, I'll show you through confirmation. Vega has set up its location through its graphing signal. So I got the communication signals. We're just not at that connection of Pluto. Okay, there's a position why we reach all these, because of location. New times. And in December, you're going to see a big change in everything through governments, media, humans. You're going to see a lot of social media difference. You're going to see a lot of connection and more balance. And that's what it is. It's repositioning from everything, from its alignment of past, present, and future into the presence of human species, a human connection, better vibration for everybody. Get better understanding what's going on with your point divisions, what's going on with your energetic vibrational systems, what's going on with your algorithm systems of intelligence. The more you connect through balance, the more you understand what's going on through the dimensional earth. Okay, a lot of people are trying to understand, okay, the earth is there, it's floating in space. Okay, so what? That means you don't care. If you don't care, then you don't care about yourself. And you're sending signals out, guys, ladies and gentlemen. You're sending out signals every single time So you're giving up on your body framing, which is going to low-demise everything through vibration, and it's certainly going to change the atmospheres of this room. And it's certainly going to change everything through. Remember, even if this is closed, it doesn't matter. Energy travels. It can go through a window. It can go, it's mystical, it's energy. Energy, you can't see it. I can see it. But understanding what it does, it's intelligence that is so powerful, it can go anywhere in connection. So your vibrational signals goes into the grounds, into the power centers of you, and into the atmospheric systems of positive, negative feeds. Okay? Because you create everything through its illusion, which becomes its real reality of the simulation. Okay? So these are the things you have to look at. These are tips of trades. It's very powerful when you get to those levels. It's a lot of fun too. It really is. And that's why I love working with Pat, so you guys get more positions and how powerful things are through your connection, the physical, the mental, and the psychological, and the spiritual system. Okay? You've got to get balanced with those every day. If you get balanced with this, and this, then you get balanced with your thoughts through the psychological system. That programs divisions on all levels through your vibration. All right? So anyway, I'll keep you informed what's going on with the test review and evaluation. We'll get into that. Okay, this is more on the mystical side of you. I want you to really, really understand who you are in dimensions. Okay? So, because you go through parallels, you go through paradigms, paradox, polar shifts. You go through paradigm polar shifts. You go through paradigm of solar recognitions of your diamond core polar shifts. You go through pyramid of polar shifts. There's a lot of things that you can go through your dimensional settings. But talk to you later.